If you're like most people, you probably have one or two bad habits, maybe more, and perhaps you've tried to kick them, but somehow you always fall back into the same pattern. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can build better habits, develop good habits, new habits, atomic habits. Sat Shri Akal, my name is Sasha and welcome to today's episode. So, whenever I read a book, I like to take notes so I can go back and review them and actually apply them to real life, because what's the point of reading all of these self-help books or listening to so much audio if all you're going to do is listen to it and not absorb and apply anything? Here's what I learned from James Clear in Atomic Habits. James Clear explains how environment plays a huge role when it comes to developing and maintaining our habits. He goes through this 4-step process and believes that most habits follow this pattern. He explains that most habits are formed with this 4-step pattern: cue, craving, response, reward. Essentially, a cue signals that there's going to be a reward. For example, it could be the smell of a cookie. Next, craving will be the motivation to do something in order to attain that reward. And the craving, for example, is eating that cookie. So you're craving the cookie after you're cued by the smell of the cookie. The response is whatever thought or action you need to go through with in order to get that cookie. Last, the reward will be that satisfying feeling you get through your action, whether it's good or bad. And I'm assuming most people will actually go and eat the cookie, and that's your reward. Alright, so what if you want to break that bad habit of always eating the cookie or junk food or doing whatever it is that you're struggling with? How do you do it? Essentially, you have to form a new habit to replace your conditioned response. Make a new habit work by making sure it has these 4 elements. 1. Make sure it's obvious. Make sure it's attractive, and make sure it's easy and satisfying. Alright, so the 4 elements are obvious, easy, attractive, and satisfying. I don't know if that's in the correct order. Well, obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. Either way, you need those 4 elements to make this new habit work. Let's use a real-life application, a case study, if you will. It's not a case study. Okay, so first, make it obvious. Say you want to stop eating junk food and you want to eat more vegetables. So, put more vegetables in the center of your fridge. Don't hide them in a drawer. You want them to be in an obvious place, front row and center, so they're right in front of your face. Now that you have your fruits and vegetables in the center of your fridge, right when you open it, how are you going to eat them? I mean, if it's carrots and you don't really like carrots, are you going to go for the carrots? I don't think so. So start with something attractive. Say you really love apples. You want to put apples in the front of the fridge so it's right there. And aside from it being attractive, you also want it to be easy. Wow, this sounds terrible, attractive and easy. Well, either way, you don't want to start with something like an orange if you have to peel it if you're really lazy. So maybe an apple would be better because you just wash it and eat it. Or if you want more bananas, just put them on the counter so you can grab and go. You just peel it and eat it, and there you go, you're eating more fruit already. As a result of the first 3 steps, it's going to be satisfying, and that's your end goal for this. If you're making new habits, you don't want it to be a drag or a chore. You need to make it satisfying and worthwhile. So if you like the fruit you picked, then you're satisfied and you're being healthier already. Now that you've established an easy, obvious, attractive, and satisfying habit, how are you going to kick the bad habit? Well, for the bad habit, you're going to do the exact opposite in 4 steps as well. Making sure we're on track still. So you want to make sure the good habit is easy and the bad habit is harder. And to do that, you're going to do the exact opposite in these 4 steps. You're going to make it invisible, you're going to make it unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying. Going back to our cookie example, make it invisible. Don't let them be out in the open make it harder and not as accessible, so don't buy them. Well, you have to go out and buy them. It's a whole process. That's gonna kind of slow you down a little bit. Say you still brought them home, so you want to make sure they're unsatisfying because you're trying to train yourself to fix these bad habits, right? How can you do that? Put a note on it. It'll add more weight, metaphorically and really. So when you read the note, it's gonna read something like, I'm about to eat these cookies, I don't need them, and they're probably gonna make me feel bad and unhealthy. Basically, the note should mention an action and an outcome, and the outcome should be negative. So when you're about to go through with this habit, you're gonna read this note. It's gonna kind of make you process what you're doing and remind you it's not worth it. And it's kind of hindering you instead of just going straight for the reward. Another thing James Clear mentions is you soak up the habits of those around you. You might be familiar with the saying that you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Well, it turns out that is true. So, say your friends are always going out and partying every weekend. It's the same thing. You guys get off of work, you're gonna go out and have a good time, you're gonna drink all night, it's gonna be so much fun. But the next day, you're gonna be groggy, you're gonna be hungover, and maybe you haven't even realized it, but you're trapped in this cycle and you're doing the same thing over and over. But what can you do? Because this is what your friends are doing and you're absorbing all of their qualities, whether they're good or bad. Well, maybe not all of them, but you get what I mean. Instead, join a culture where the desired behavior is the normal. As you know, from going out and stuff, that might be the norm, but if you're trying to get healthy and stuff, that's not gonna help you. I understand, it's not always easy to make new friends in social circles, and sometimes you might be frustrated and feel alone. But the thing is, if you're watching this video, you're already connected to a community. Other people who come to this channel or watch other videos like this are trying to do the same things as you. They want to improve. They want to have a better life. They want to be happier, stronger, more confident, be well. So you're not alone. And remember that you can always connect to people through channels like this or forums or other websites, or if you want to do things in person, there's always meetup groups or Google something. It's not as hard as you make it, it's only as hard as you make it. Now these are just a couple of things that I got out of the book Atomic Habits. I'm sure if you read it, maybe other things would stand out, maybe more useful information, I don't know. If you've read the book or plan to, leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts. And if you're interested, I've also put the link in the description if you'd like to buy it. And if you have any ideas, comments on habit changing strategies, let me know and leave a comment.